I'm Rick.
And I'm Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And today on the Conspiracy Zone.
What do you got? What do you got? Who's doing it? Who's doing it?
It's me. It's all me, baby.
All right. Oh, shit. Rick's running the show today. Let's go.
Did JFK murder Marilyn Monroe? Or have something to do
yes.
with it?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you hear?
You got some facts?
Kind of sinister things going on with this one.
I think she murdered him.
You think so?
Oh, she was in the grassy
now you're getting the
knoll.
people getting hype.
She faked her own death.
Murdered him.
And then she hid in the grassy knoll.
That bitch. Yeah. All right. So,
All right, what do you got?
first, let's kick it off. Who were you guys as Marilyn Monroe growing up? Who was like something you would have on a poster, idol, just a super hot chick that you were like, yeah, that's it.
Pam Anderson.
Ugh.
Pam?
Oh,
Yeah?
I mean, oh.
Really?
Why
You didn't like her?
Oh, my God. What are you,
I want to hear
crazy?
why he liked her first because I don't want to shit on his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Give me the. Is it two
what's
things?
not to like? Yeah, two.
Two big things.
A lot of things.
She was always like a fake human to me. Like she was so built up and fake and plastic. I always thought like, there's no natural beauty left. It's like if you were gonna build a girl, that's how you would build it, and there's no uniqueness to it.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yep.
He's into the surgery, girls.
That's what made her unique.
She was so non-unique.
I don't think I'm talking pre-surgery.
Okay.
Like original.
Oh, I'm thinking like Tommy Lee Jones.
No.
So wait, Tommy Lee
Oh,
Jones?
what's his name? Tommy Lee.
I'm talking like first time in Playboy.
First time. Okay.
She was like 21 or something.
Oh.
This
Okay.
dude
Man,
definitely
I'll
said-
have to look that up. I only
Yeah.
remember from the 90s when she was a
Tommy Lee Jones was getting at it.
Tommy Lee Jones from The Fugitive was hooking up with her. What's yours, Josh?
I'm gonna have to go with the singer Sade. I liked her. She had
I
that
don't
big
even-
forehead.
Who is that?
Yeah.
You know, I'll use on that. I'll use no. What the hell did
I gotta
she
look
sing?
her
What
up
did she
right
sing?
You always gotta be different. I mean, what the fuck? Who
Oh,
is that? Yeah.
What'd she sing? No Ordinary Love was one of her hits.
You're gonna have to sing it for me because I don't fucking know.
And
that.
a one and a two. I don't fucking know.
How does it go? Really?
I
All
don't
right,
know.
I see.
serious?
I know that song.
Yeah.
Can you sing it? Because I don't know it.
No.
He has no idea.
I'm guessing it.
Tone deaf.
Ordinary love
Yeah, that's it. Keep going.
coming from above like a dove.
Coming from the above like a dove.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
guessing here.
What was yours, Rick?
Yeah, what was yours,
Mine?
buddy?
Come on, you guys
Sandy.
both know. Sandra
Sandy.
Bullock.
Oh, there she is.
Now
I knew
that
she
is a
popped
woman.
back up. Now that's a woman.
That's
What? Yeah, what
that's
got
not
you onto
Marilyn.
that?
That's not Marilyn, though.
Yeah.
She was my Marilyn.
No, she's like girl next door.
That's who. Look, I didn't
point.
say exact Marilyn duplicate. There's no real other Marilyn. I'm saying when I was growing up, that would be somebody I'd have a poster on the wall of and be like, "Wow, that's a girl. That's a woman. That's the one I like."
You're a stalker.
I was.
Oh, that, my friend, is the truth.
We've talked before about my file.
Yeah.
Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock.
Sandy file.
So when I was younger, we first got the internet, just to briefly tell people, and I didn't know it was going to be a thing. I thought it was going to be a fad. So I hurried up and went
He's
on the
a
internet,
visionary.
and I printed out every picture of her online that possibly existed, and there was a file like thick, like the Bible.
Yeah, I seen it. It was super
Yeah.
creepy, bro.
And it was all stuck together.
Yeah.
I would never. She's a lady. Treat her like a lady, and shut your mouth. You talk about Sandy.
No one talks bad about Sandra.
No, I grew out of it. You know, like you get older.
Did
and
you?
you're just like,
What, you threw
Yeah.
out the files?
Nah, I don't even know where they're at. They
It's
gotta be gone.
it's in his gun vault.
Yeah.
The Sandy files.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into
Yeah, so how did how did he kill her?
how did he kill her. Well,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk about first the night. All right, the night that it happened.
Walk us through.
So this was the evening of August 4th, 1962. And Marilyn Monroe died at age 36. That's pretty young, right?
Yeah.
36.
Yeah, absolutely.
For us, anyway.
Even for
Yeah.
that time, is it?
Right. And it was a barbiturate overdose inside her home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California. Brentwood, isn't that what the OJ thing happened
Yeah.
to? Well, Brentwood. Bad things happen in Brentwood.
Yeah.
Don't live there, folks. Don't live there.
So her body was discovered before dawn the next morning on August 5th. And I mean, we all know her. She was more than an actress. She was an icon. She rose to fame in like the 1950s, 60s. And her films, I don't know if you know this, her films grossed over $200 million. That's a lot for back then.
Oh, yeah, for
it's
sure.
a
That's
crazy
crazy
amount.
amounts.
Well, how many films though?
I don't know. I don't have that number.
If it was like 3, that's a lot of money. If it was like
Nah,
50,
it's
that's
probably like, I'm saying
it's like $10 a film.
Yeah.
We made it.
So here's what was reported hours leading up to her death. So Monroe spent the day at home in Brentwood. Throughout the day, various people were in and out. That includes her publicist, Patricia Newcomb, her housekeeper, Eunice Murray, and the photographer, Lawrence Schiller. And her therapist, Ralph Greenson.
That guy
you think
didn't
he
earn
did
his money that day.
Yeah. You might have something to do with it. What do you hear?
Yeah, it gets in, huh?
He Michael Jacksoned her.
So her therapist, Greenson, realized there was something off with her that day and ordered the housekeeper, Mary, to stay with her. He was like, you're staying with her overnight. Just keep an eye on her. So at approximately 3 a.m. on Sunday, August 5th, Mary, the housekeeper, noticed that Monroe had herself locked in and couldn't get in. So she went to a window and seen that, she don't look good. Something's happening. He ain't moving. He ain't responding. So instead of calling the police, she calls Greenson. Says, oh, shit, what do I do? He rushes over, sees that she's actually dead. Then they call the police. Her death was officially ruled probable suicide by the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. A bottle of pills with approximately 40 missing was found next to her body.
40?
Yep. Barbiturates were found in her blood. So this is just about what we heard. These are the things that are I think that spiked these conspiracies. Number one, the housekeeper never called the 911. She called the Greenspan, right? Or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Number two, the coroner never found barbiturates in her stomach. It was just in her blood. So it didn't seem like they were ingested through the mouth, and it was maybe injected, and then the pills laid next to her. But, that's speculation, but how would it not be in her stomach, but in her blood? Not enough time.
Because you would die before you digested
all of them. Exactly.
Right.
And now, third thing, the police never ruled her house a crime scene. It was never properly investigated. They just went suicide, done, never roped it off, never looked at everything in the room, never fingerprinted anything. So, I mean, that's pretty suspicious,
weird,
right?
Yeah, that's super wild.
Yeah. Like that to me is like why people say the shit they say today. If them 3 things were addressed, if the housekeeper would have called 911, if the coroner's office would have found it in her stomach, or the police properly investigated, we wouldn't be talking about this today.
Wasn't she naked too?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, she was.
She had like the phone in her hand or something.
I don't know about the phone in her hand, but I heard she was naked. Yeah.
Of course, you heard that part, you fool. That's probably the only part you heard.
But I mean, there were signs of like suicide too. Like the months leading up to her death weren't easy on her at all. She was suffering from depression, and she was taking barbiturates to deal with it.
Yeah, she was depressed like her whole life too,
and it was getting worse.
So she suffered from depression.
Yeah. So on top of suffering from depression and already taking barbiturates, her life was going to shit. She just completed a movie called The Misfits. It was released February 1st, 1961, almost a year before, but she didn't get work after that because it was a box office disappointment. Kind of tanked her career. So she was dealing with that. She spent all of 1961 preoccupied with various health problems because of that, because, she thinks her life's over. So in April 1962, she did try to film Something's Gotta Give with Century 21 Fox. And this is right before her death, right? Mm. And they
Century 21 Fox.
Oh, you got me. Yeah, it's 20. Yeah, I named my workplace. It's 20th Century Fox.
Don't try to slip plugs in there.
You're looking for a real.
We see what you did.
Rick Renton.
We see what you did, dude. We see what you did.
So I got to say it now. So if you're looking for a house, call Rick Renson or email
Let
me
him have it.
rick.renson@c21ag.com. So the studio fires her. 20th Century Fox fires her really publicly and says that she's hard to work with, blamed her complete production problems.
Yeah.
So not only did she screw up this film, now it looks like she ain't going to be able to get work. She had this bomb of a movie. A year later, she tries to make another one and gets fired and is deemed unreasonable.
Yeah, psychopath fucking movie studio guys.
Yeah.
Now, do we know what the movie was about or anything? Or
it was just called Something's Gotta Give.
Well, it didn't give shit, apparently.
Yeah. So, I mean,
your career.
That to me kind of like if you're already suffering from mental illness and that things hit right away, I would. It's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So let's get into JFK.
All right,
Okay.
bring it in.
Yeah.
What'd he do?
What he do? Got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that happened. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Okay.
where is
She
he?
sang him that birthday song, and he was like, "Yo, shut up!
It's okay. It's
Doing,
wife's
bitch, my
here,
wife right there."
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Called up the CIA.
Yeah.
Someone come get this birthday, bitch. All right. So, I mean, JFK, I think maybe don't bop the president and his brother and things
Yeah.
won't happen to you.
Yeah.
So, Robert Kennedy, who was the U.S. Attorney General, rumored to have the affair with Monroe. It wasn't even JFK. Later that came out about that he was bopping too. I mean, there was rumors, but everybody knew about Robert. The theory that Robert did it states that the CIA arranged to have Monroe killed either because the Kennedy brothers shared too many state secrets with her, thus making her a threat to national security, or because the CIA wanted to get even with the Kennedys for the Bay of Pigs fiasco.
Get the fuck out of here! So they whacked Marilyn Monroe.
It's like you better get right.
Right.
Your wife's next, pal.
Oh shit.
or you
Or
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
in Dallas.
CIA, that
Yeah,
didn't stop them.
they already whacked. They whacked him 2 years later. Why?
Yeah.
What they have to mess with her for?
Maybe they thought that would work. They'd be like, CIA was like, maybe if we just knock off his girlfriend, he'll knock it off.
But what did he
He'll
do?
shut it up.
What did he do after that?
I mean, he still couldn't do. I don't know. What did he do?
What the-
What did he do? I don't know.
Well, he said he was going to tear them into 1,000 pieces and scatter them to the wind. The CIA.
that would do it.
Yeah, that's
That would
That's
cause
it.
problems. That would cause some problems for
the
you.
assassination
Yeah.
of JFK.
Oh, he wanted to destroy the CIA.
Well, there it is, folks.
So in 1985, a woman claimed that her ex-husband, actor Peter Lawford, went in Monroe's house the night she died and destroyed a note that with the distraught actress left before she died. The note was presumed to incriminate Bobby Kennedy. So that's another theory.
Incriminate him in what?
Pillow talk shit. Like he said too much shit to her. And that's it's either the CIA did it because they were mad at him or the CIA helped him and covered it up. So he after it happened, he was sent to the house. This actor, Peter Lawford, was sent to the house to grab the note. And this woman who wrote a book, I don't have it in front of me, but she claims that her ex-husband was the one tasked with getting that note back.
What's the note say?
Yeah, what's the note say?
Bobby got a little dick.
Bobby's
like, someone better get that note.
guy on campus.
Didn't he take her diary too? Isn't her diary missing or something?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, I think her diary's missing. That's like a big part of the conspiracy.
What
wow.
did you read? What did you look into?
Do the work. I didn't put the work in.
Yeah,
So-
like her whole diary's gone, and it was like it was a famous thing
Really?
that she like kept a diary, and like that's part that's
That's
like
where
what
the
whole
information
thing is,
was.
that,
Yeah.
that she wrote all this shit about
Well,
the
I
Kennedys.
only heard
and
about
that.
a note that got recovered. I mean, I did my
It
research.
wasn't
I
a
didn't hear
note. It
about
was a diary, sir.
Okay, all right, fuck it. I'll go with it. So now, was the mafia involved with this Kennedy thing? That's another thing. We know how
It
tied
seemed
in
like
the
Yeah,
they're
that
mafia.
is a
involved
good
in everything
question.
with
Well,
the Kennedys.
right.
Yep, exactly. We know that their father was a bootlegger
Yep.
who was tied in with the mob and then got JFK elected,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
then Bobby went against the mafia
Yep.
and all that stuff. So the conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
Jeff, we got him. Making fun of him on every episode. He fucking chokes up on a word.
The flitter, flitter,
not what I sound
that.
like. Not what I sound like.
Get that.
flitter, flitter.
All right, I'm going to try
Just
this
mumble
again.
through it.
All right, let's
You
see
know
what
what
we
the
got.
worst is when you fuck it up and then I got to do it use and then I'm like all nervous about fucking it up again.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why you even keep doing the same mistakes. Is that exact reason?
Conspiracy theories about the mafia involvement from Monroe's death derived from the 1982 book titled Marilyn Monroe Murder Cover-Up, written by Milo Spurlago. I know. You tell me. Sperigilo. Spurlago.
Miller Rogan.
Miller Rogan.
Well, Miller Rogan was a private investigator who pointed the finger at Jimmy Hoffa doing this.
Oh yeah.
So he
And
said,
now that's why he turns up missing.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Why
listen
the
to
fuck
this.
would Jimmy Hoffa
Listen
whack?
to the story. All right, Jimmy Hoffa and mob boss Sam
Giancana.
Giancana, is that how you say it?
Thank you for helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd I do that?
No, yeah, we should. No, because we
Thank you,
can't.
Jeff.
We
You
got to
fucked
get through
up.
this
Wait,
damn
go
thing.
back
Let's
and do
go.
it.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Giancana. So in 1992, Giancana's brother and godson published Double Cross, which alleged. So you got me all fucked up. Alleged that the CIA put out a contract on Monroe's life because of her involvement with Robert Kennedy. Giancana accepted the contract, and him and, I guess, Hoffa carried it out. According to Monroe's biographer, Donford Prince, she was visited by the mafia gunman Johnny Roswell and two hitmen on the night of August 4th, 1962. Prince claimed that one of the men used chloroform-soaked washcloths on Monroe when administering a fatal concoction into the actress's body using a syringe. Now, the syringe thing plays because she didn't have anything in her system. So, I mean, that could have happened in any...
Where does Jimmy Hoffa come in? What do they need him for? He's like the Teamsters boss.
Yeah, right.
Well, he was doing a lot of dirt for JFK. You go to the mob, and then the mob sends so I don't know.
He said the mob said something. I don't know.
Sounds convoluted.
All right. Prince's hypothesis is based around the investigation of author Darwin Porter, who spent 20 years probing Monroe's death. Since there wasn't barbiturates in her stomach, this makes sense. There were 40 pills missing from the bottle laid next to her. It was staged or forced. How can you force someone to take 40 pills? You're going to have to shoot them in the
right. And if
Right. I mean, that's where it's
and
interesting.
It's still not in her stomach. So
Right.
like,
That part's
like they
crazy.
stuck a funnel down her throat.
Yeah. So John Miller, who was the head of the Los Angeles District Attorney Medical Legal Section and attended Monroe's autopsy, believed an enema was most likely the explanation.
Ooh.
Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
They didn't check there.
They didn't check. They
Didn't
didn't
see if
it
there's
wasn't a
any
crime
pills
scene.
there.
I think like if it's a suicide, it's best not to get caught around Marilyn Monroe's asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be that guy. Like unless it's ordered. You know what I mean? Like did anybody check the? I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I think during an autopsy, you got to check everywhere.
You would think.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I
Wouldn't
guess
they have needed like a stool sample?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
this guy was present at the autopsy, and then he goes on to say, if you wanted to kill someone, an enema would leave no residue in the stomach. Yeah, pretty much.
Right, just all be in your colon.
Yep. The old poop.
Well, I guess you don't have to do it in pill form. You could just like crush it all up.
Put it in a drink.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's so many ways.
like Richard Christie, like beer butthole beers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
When he
you
was
get drunk
drinking
off
beer
that.
in
Yeah.
his ass.
Yeah, there's so many ways they could have did it, but I mean, like the syringe just makes sense to me because of the stomach thing, and
Yeah, but then they would have found a hole.
They
on her
weren't looking.
somewhere.
they
Oh,
deemed
yeah.
it a suicide and didn't look any further.
Yeah, they just left it as it is, right?
There
Then
was
why'd
no.
they do an autopsy?
You have to. I think you just have to do an autopsy if it's not natural causes. But I mean, they really should have locked down that fucking room,
Yeah.
fingerprinted it, and all that shit. So, I mean, they didn't reinvestigate this thing until the '80s, and you know, fingerprints left. So another allegation involves the renowned wiretapper Bernard Spindle, who was bugging Monroe's house, possibly on the orders of the crooked union leader Jimmy Hoffa, or Chicago mafia boss
Sam Giancana.
Sam Giancana.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Bobby Kennedy stated he was in San Francisco on the night of Monroe's death, even though he was spotted in L.A. numerous times. So Bobby was in town for this, and maybe they're saying Hoffa, he was there with Hoffa. So the wiretapper Spindle claimed that he heard Kennedy and Monroe fighting that night, followed by a loud bang, thought to be the moment of her death. The recordings were reportedly seized and destroyed in 1966. So let's digest that. So Bobby Kennedy goes in, has an argument with her, kills her, gets the fuck out of there, calls his mafia boys.
Shoves 40 pills up her asshole.
Open wide.
Make it look like a suicide.
No,
It's a clear case.
he kills her and then calls in, the mafia and says, I did this. You got to help me out. Boom. Right?
Yeah.
Then this is all in recording to this guy who was.
This
bugging her.
is like Godfather shit. Like when,
Yeah.
when
Right.
that senator from in Nevada doesn't want to help Michael with the license.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they set him up with that hooker and kill the hooker, and then he's in the room. Oh, and he calls them, and he's like, "Oh, thank God you guys can help." And they're like, "Anything we can do, Senator."
Yeah, you're welcome. This ain't gonna come back.
You're lucky.
On you anyway.
They're like, you're lucky we got here before the police.
Yeah. Well, the only two men who could prove that the mafia wasn't involved were, the Kennedys. They're dead.
They're gone.
And Hoffa.
And he's definitely gone.
He disappeared in 1975, so he had a good 12, 13 years where he could have said something.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the Kennedys were both dead, so.
And get this, Giancana died the same year as Hoffa disappeared, the night before he was due to testify about his relationship with the Kennedys. Boom.
Let me guess, 40 pills in his asshole. Suicide.
Why is he eating them like that? So, I mean, that's the Kennedy involvement. I mean, that's the conspiracy theories out there.
That's what gets them in.
Right. But her taste in men has always been questionable.
Joe D.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Joe DiMaggio.
Twice, right?
Yeah, she went back to him. So, the power that she could wield and took advantage. I personally like looking at this. I think she took advantage of some powerful men. She slept with a few guys and got what she wanted. No,
I don't know.
Hold on, let me go through
Power
them.
dynamics back then were way more askew than they are even now. Where with a young girl trying to make it, come on, her mental state.
Yeah, she was also
imagine what she went through.
Yeah.
To get into those to get her shot.
Right.
Well, let's start with the first dude she banged.
Who is it?
Take a guess. You're never gonna guess.
But you mean before
in
she
Hollywood?
was famous?
In Hollywood, she's getting to Hollywood. She hasn't blown up yet, and she's trying to get to the top. Who's the first guy she goes to?
Bob Hope.
Nope.
In the 50s,
40s,
JFK.
40. That's like
Or not I said
47.
JFK. Frank Sinatra.
It's a good guess.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. He would have been an old head.
He was an old head,
Yeah,
but he
I was
had
gonna
power.
say.
He had pull.
Yeah.
So she had an affair that ended pretty soon with Chaplin in 1947. This is her first relationship when she gets to Hollywood. Charlie found her in the bed with his brother Sidney. That's how it ended. Charlie tells this in his
Holy
autobiography. He came home, Monroe was banging his brother Sidney. So she's trying to. I'm speculating, but it looks like she's getting to Hollywood. She found a famous person. She gets in bed with him. Don't really like him. Winds up banging the hotter brother.
She leveled down.
Yeah, right.
So next we have. Then she goes to Milton Berle. That ugly son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you heard about Uncle Milty.
I did. Yeah.
Got like a 14-incher.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Is that what he's known for?
He's known for that.
Yep. He's known for
They
that.
called him
that heat.
the mule or something. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, she got stretched
Uncle
out.
Milty was a playboy.
That's how them pills went in so easy.
Yeah.
Thump. So
it's a
they just had to pour it in.
Full bottle. Just
Can you turn upside down real fast?
It actually happened on accident.
She sat on it.
Oh, these are
Yeah, it's
terrible.
terrible. So, anyways, Milton Berle had a brief relationship with Monroe in 1948. Milton wrote in his autobiography, Marilyn was on the climb in Hollywood, but there was nothing cheap about her. She wasn't one of them starlets around town that you put one meal into and threw them in the sack. Maybe she didn't know exactly who she was, but she knew she had worth. She had respect for herself. Marilyn was a lady.
Look at that. That's a class act.
Exactly. And that's why people still talk about his heater. Because
Yeah.
he goes on saying shit like that, and they're like, oh, shucks, well, he did have a big dick. So then Marilyn Monroe, next, she kind of hits the jackpot. I think she found the guy.
She found the guy?
No, not Joe DiMaggio. Fuck Joe DiMaggio. I mean, Nick, he's got...
Fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, what?
He don't have a lot of Hollywood clout. Baseball player. But
What?
I think she
Back
actually...
then, that was...
That-
that was
yeah, you
more
were a
famous
rock
than
star.
an
I think
actor.
she actually liked him. So her next guy was... You ever hear of Johnny Hyde? This was her jackpot. This is what most of her career.
neither.
Producer.
He was the vice president of the William Morris Agency on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, there
For
it is.
30 years, he was the president. So everybody who knows don't know the William Morris Company. They're like the biggest agency out there. If you're with them, you're probably going to make it. So he had Marilyn Monroe undergo minor plastic surgery and started putting her in films. He was diagnosed with a terminal disease that gave him 18 months to live. He spent the entire time making sure she'd be a star. Hyde died right after securing a lucrative contract for Marilyn with 20th Century Fox. So that was her jackpot.
Yeah.
That was like found a dude, terminal illness. And
She ain't in the cold.
yeah. And this guy had a wife, by the way. He got 18 months to live. He leaves his wife, shacks up with her, builds her career right before he dies. That guy's a piece of shit.
He went out in a blaze of glory, dude.
But that's a piece of shit. Like, if I got 18 minutes, I'm thinking about how can I set my wife up. Not
Marilyn Monroe comes along.
Yeah, there's Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, come on, it's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. So I mean, she ran through Hollywood, guys. I mean, we know some of the names. You got Joe DiMaggio, Frank Sinatra. She did bang.
Oh, she did get Frank.
She did get Frank.
Say, I knew.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
She was. Listen, I'm not judging. We all had spurts in our life where we went out and did it up.
Yeah,
that was her little spurt of doing it up.
We didn't have equivalent of Joe DiMaggio and Frank Sinatra, though.
No, we didn't.
Nope. I don't even want to think about it. So even Jerry Lewis. Yeah, lady.
No.
Really?
See, now that one takes her down a notch.
You don't like him?
I hate Jerry Lewis.
Really?
Well, Jerry Lewis had some insight with the Kennedy. Why do you hate Jerry Lewis?
He too much overacting. I hate overacting.
Yeah,
yeah,
but it was like Jim Carrey shit. It was funny back then.
Yeah. You don't like Jim Carrey?
I like.
You
Jim,
like Jim?
I like
That's
Jim
overacting.
Carrey, but
he's the king.
He is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For some reason, I found him fun. I don't like Robin Williams. I don't like Jerry Lewis. I don't like that when it's too over the top with the like.
Right. He just despises comedy. It's okay. It's all right.
Well, I don't like Jerry Lewis as a person. I thought he was funny.
Right.
But he's a shit person.
Yeah, that's true.
The stuff he says about female and all that stuff, like he's just
he's brutal. I like when they showed like the his telethon, like when they have the behind the scenes shit, and he's just yelling at everyone, and calling people fucking morons, being racist and shit.
What are you, fucking moron?
He's like every bad thing. He's like racist, sexist.
Yeah,
calling like special needs kids retards.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God.
Yep. And the thing that hurt me the most was growing up, I loved him.
Yeah.
I thought he was like the funniest thing ever. My mom showed me his old movies, and I was like, "Oh, this is the funniest thing." And then to hear that, like that's his real life personality.
it just takes
it's
away
like,
from
God
everything.
Damn it.
Yeah.
But
he did help those, like, what was that, MS, I think he did that for? Or
I forget. Them
one of those, Jerry's kids, like one of those diseases that's like really bad on kids.
Yeah. So, I mean.
If it went to that, then hell yeah, thumbs up there. But as a
even
human,
the devil
what the
probably
hell?
got a soft spot, you know? He probably
Even the
felt bad.
devil got a soft spot.
So, I mean, Jerry Lewis stated that she never had an affair with the Kennedys because he was sleeping with her at the time. Right?
Fuck out of here. He's lying. I don't even believe him.
Yeah.
No.
I don't believe he ever got her.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
Like, goofy ass.
Goofy.
He's a goofy.
She hires you for parties, but she ain't dating you, bro.
Yeah, like he's a goofy shithead.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to, remember the movie The Misfits, The Tanked?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is where I think Marilyn's a little ruthless.
Oh, shit.
So there's a guy, Arthur Miller. She actually married him in the midst of all this, left him, Joe DiMaggio, all them, through them, and went back to Arthur Miller towards the end.
Yeah.
So he actually wrote that movie, The Misfits, that flopped, destroyed her career. He wrote it for her, put her in it, and it was like the worst movie ever. She leaves him. So, I mean, to me, that's like, you're definitely on a trajectory to build your career through sleeping with people. This guy didn't produce. You got back with them, and you go on immediately. Now, I mean,
I don't think she needed that guy though. Like, she was the most famous person in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
like,
he
she
actually
didn't
do
need
for
that
you,
guy
yeah,
to
yeah.
fucking do it.
yeah.
So by then you'd think it's just.
I think
choice.
it was more her, like her
Yeah.
emotional problems, her
emotional
mental issues that had her so scattered like that. Like she didn't know what she was doing.
I thought about that too. So, like, if you think she was probably manic or split personality, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So
Today she'd probably be diagnosed with something that back then they just went,
so you could just have a
get yourself together.
Yeah,
You shame, you
dizzy
shame.
broad. But they,
You dizzy broad.
She's hysterical.
You got to shake her.
I think that, like, if you flip it, maybe these men took advantage of her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Of
Yeah.
somebody who wasn't
Agreed.
mentally there.
Yeah. Dude, she came from what, like Nebraska or something?
But she seemed to get a lot out of every relationship. She squeezed a lot out of every relationship. She got a man on his deathbed.
Listen, she wasn't just going with the guy that worked at the gas station. She knew
Right.
what she was
She's
doing as far
dating
as
dudes in her circle.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe said she knew her worth.
Right.
She was worth.
she was obviously open to having relationships, but yeah, like Josh said, she was in her circle.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
Like she's
within
not
her
going to
circle,
go
right.
date some schlub.
Right. And it sucks when everybody that fucking knows your business. Like, Jeff, what's your number? How many girls have
None
you
of
slept
your
with?
business.
Yeah. See? It sucks, right?
That's a
You
two.
don't want that out there.
That's a two.
Josh?
I don't count. And I can't
I think
count.
you told me
I
the
don't
number.
count.
Yeah.
Who does that? I'm a gentleman, sir.
Yeah. Mine is 3.
Oh, look at you.
No, I'm joking. Way more. Way more.
Way more. Yeah, way less.
So, what do you guys think? Do you think that Marilyn Monroe was killed by the Kennedys?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. I listen. Her death is definitely suspicious. The circumstances, but more than likely it was a suicide. She had a lot of mental issues.
Okay.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm open to that somebody killed her, but I just don't see. I don't see enough of a motive for any one person. There's a lot of people that you can say there was some sort of motive, but I don't see the one, except for that diary, which I wish you had that part of the story because I'm not really up on it, but there was like stuff in that diary about other people.
So she was keeping notes.
Yeah.
So, but the real suspicious thing here is the pills not in her stomach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, to me, the
Never
autopsy
being
was the
investigated.
eyebrow
Yeah,
raising.
exactly.
But
Like, what
that
the
could
hell?
have been like you said, didn't you say something about her doctor or something?
Her therapist that was staying with or was with her all the time when he left, he came back.
Is he a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
So he can prescribe medicine and also administer like a Michael Jackson type of thing.
Situation. Yeah.
Where he could have been giving her like liquid something.
And then he did order the housekeeper to stay with her because he thought something was off. Maybe he did that, just watch her, something happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That's
crazy.
a good one.
Yeah.
I think that's believable.
We found who did it. The doctor.
He could have accidentally killed her.
Yeah, train her like a guinea pig.
Or yeah, just let her have too much and she didn't know what she was doing and
Left her with the syringe and said, "Hey, only take this amount."
yeah, like the 40 missing pills missing.
Well,
from
they never
when-
found
from
a
when?
syringe, right?
No, never found. But the doctor was called back before the police. He could have gathered all that shit up.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's
I see.
super suspicious. That
No, yeah, for
the
sure.
maid called him. She must have been ordered. If something happened, don't call the police. You call me.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it could have
well,
been
then he's more of a fucking
Could have been a
suspect.
total Michael Jackson situation where he was just over medicating her and letting her do stuff that she wasn't supposed to be. Like 40 missing pills, but what does that mean? When were they missing from? Was there a date on the bottle that she may have taken 40 more than what was prescribed for whatever time period she had that bottle?
I think the bottle contained a total of 50,
Right.
and then
So 10 missing.
40 were missing, but the doctor knew that she had already taken around 10 of them.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So he's saying
30.
40 is-
So there's 30 that should not have been taken.
No, 40. So that's 50 total.
Yeah.
10 are missing. You got 40. 10 were missing prior to her having the bottle. She took them. Like the doctor knew that she was 10 into that bottle.
Okay.
So 40 were actually missing.
But what if she,
I
instead of
see.
taking one at a time, she was taking 5 at a time? And that's why the 40 were missing.
There was nothing left in the bottle. It's laying next to her body.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe you're supposed to take 1 a day, but she was taking 5 a day, which isn't going
Right.
to kill you. But in his mind, that she should have only taken 10 at that point, but really she was taking 5 times her regular
Yeah, it could
prescription. That could account for, because we all know that when people get into situations where they're abusing their drugs, they'll go through a bottle of Perks that should last a month in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't kill you because it's not, you don't do it all at once.
Okay.
Like, obviously, if she shoved 40 pills down her throat somehow, they would have that's almost impossible to do.
Yeah,
that.
and then on top of that, not finding them in her stomach.
She might be passed out before she ever got to 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they start opening up immediately, and that's going to have it take an effect. So even if you're taking them 2 at a time, you might only get 10 down before you start actually getting, to the point where you can't even take anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the missing pills it sounds like a thing, but I think it's probably just her abusing things over
her
a
everyday.
There might have just
longer
been an
period
empty
of time.
pill bottle next to her thing that she took ahead of time.
And like they said, you said they didn't find it in her stomach, but they found it in her blood. But did they find 40 pills worth in her blood?
Yeah. What were the levels? Right.
No, I don't know. I
Right.
don't know that. Yeah. I don't think it was fully, I don't think they did that. I think it was just like, oh, it's in here.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, did they even do that at that time?
They didn't. Yeah. They didn't even treat it like a murder. If they thought it was a murder, they probably would have said, we need to find out how much is in her system. I don't think they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you need to find. Like Kurt Cobain, there's, the conspiracies that Courtney killed him. And one of the things is that he had so much heroin in his bloodstream that it would have been impossible for him to pull the trigger, because that's how much was already dissolved into his bloodstream that he would have been unconscious at that point. He would have never been able to pull the trigger. That's what they say. Who knows? If he's a huge heroin addict, he might be.
Yeah, his tolerance might be through the roof.
Yeah,
right, for sure.
Right, but so with her, you have to know what her tolerance was, how much they actually found in the blood. If they found it in the blood, they obviously took a blood test. They should know how much was there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, both of you.
Okay.
If Marilyn Monroe didn't die that night, she's still alive, approaching 90.
I already think I know where
and
this
you're,
is
and
going.
you're both single.
She'd only be
Round
90.
I don't know.
She'd be like 120.
No way.
Well, whatever age that may be, go ahead.
Let's just say she's 90 for this.
Yeah.
All right. You're in your 20s. She's 90. You're single.
No, Marilyn. No.
Yeah,
You would,
yeah.
No, Rick. I don't
You
care
wouldn't
about residuals.
bang her off of residuals?
No. You're always with that residuals, dude.
He does live there, don't he?
Yeah, like
No.
think about it.
I already knew where he was going.
Yeah,
with
right
that.
away, right away.
Bro,
He
it's
loves
Marilyn
residuals.
Monroe.
He does.
No,
It's still Marilyn Monroe.
it don't matter.
Yeah, no.
No, it's not.
Would you throw out
No,
a
yeah,
beautiful,
no,
It's
it's
an old
not.
ass lady.
Would you throw out a beautiful painting because the frame is falling apart?
No, I throw the frame out.
Yeah, I would get a new frame.
I don't think you get the metaphor. You can't do that.
I got you, Rick.
No, listen. If I were single, my 20s, 90-year-old Marilyn Monroe, I don't know, because Milton Berle was in there.
You
That'd be
love
like
original.
Pinocchio.
He loves
Pinocchio.
residual puss, dude. It's
Yeah, he
crazy.
I'm just saying, like, okay, Pamela Anderson is hideous right now.
No.
You wouldn't?
Oh, now?
Yeah.
You say she's hideous. I don't say she's hideous.
What is she?
She's not anywhere
She's
near
something.
like she used to
Yeah,
be,
she's
but,
something.
not
She's a
hideous.
melted fucking candle, and you wouldn't get residuals on that?
No, I wouldn't be able to imagine that it was a Playboy 1992 her.
But
You can do that. You got that weird brain where you can like just like if you're just in the room with someone, all of a sudden it's the original one. No,
It's the one.
it's not. It's not. I don't do that.
I look, if it were in the Marilyn Monroe
I'm very
situation, I would
literal.
immediately go home and just look at old Marilyn Monroe posters. Like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, but no,
What?
that's not.
You're crazy as shit. I love him.
Now, granted,
You're way up.
I would
you got a
have to be
wicked
single and
imagination.
young. I am married and I love my wife, and I'm not sleeping with anybody but her. I love her.
Okay.
You have to stress this a lot on this show.
Nobody
No,
said
'cause
you weren't.
my wife listens, and I don't want her to feel like I have these thoughts. I don't. I'm just being silly.
I'm just being silly.
You guys are obviously weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to argue.
See, now if you said,
what was yours? What was
if you
that
said, would
girl's
you
name?
take it if you could?
I didn't say one thing, one way or the other.
No,
But,
what was your girl's name from the beginning that you?
oh, Sade?
Sade.
No, I wouldn't do it now. No.
How old Sade now?
I don't know. She's got to be in her 60s or so. Approaching 70s, I guess. I don't know.
See, now if you said, would you take? There's an experimental time machine,
yeah.
and if
That
it's
would have been better.
successful- if it's successful, you get 25-year-old Marilyn Monroe.
Dude, everybody will say yeah to that.
Well, I don't know. You could end up like The Fly.
Well, you didn't
It's
tell me that
experimental.
was a
Yeah,
silver.
you didn't tell us
That's all
that.
the facts.
I said it's experimental. There has to be some sort
No,
of.
I'm
Is
not
it
risking
worth
my
the
life.
risk?
No,
Is
I'm
it
not,
worth the risk?
See?
not risking my life.
What if there's a 98% chance you'll live?
No, I'm not doing it. No way.
Still nothing.
If there's like
what
a
if-
0.001 chance I'll die, I'm not doing it.
Real Maryland.
The real one.
Dude, gotta be honest with you.
25.
I wasn't even into Maryland, to be honest.
Sandy.
Oh, yeah, no. He's
Sandy
Okay.
Bullock.
No, I wouldn't do anything now. Fucking married.
No, not single.
I love how he's getting
young.
in on his questions. Like, you brought this shit to the table, not us.
All right. What is your question?
Single, younger. You're 30 years old.
Okay, I'm
You could
picturing
get
it.
27-year. You could get Speed Sandra Bullock.
I want
But you have
Demolition
to.
Man. I want
But you have to
Demolition
go
Man.
in the
Demolition Man.
All right, Demolition Man, Sandra.
Okay.
Sandra. But you have to go in the 99.9% trustworthy time machine.
I'm not going to do it just because then I wouldn't be there for my future wife.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that's the truth.
That's a bullshit. That's a bullshit. Bullshit.
I smell bullshit.
I think if I met Sandra Bullock now, there's no sexual thing there anymore. I would just be in awe. Like, oh my God, I finally got to meet you.
All right, you're laying it on thick.
You know how many times I laid in your bushes? What are you going to say
Laid
to
in your
her?
bushes.
What are you gonna say
You
to
look
her?
different, not in the window. All right, that's it. I mean, what do we think here? Marilyn Monroe overdose, sat on an empty bottle with her Milton Berle butthole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe lovers are going to hate us.
I think everybody hates us
Yeah.
at this point.
We're
Jesus.
obnoxious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I say it's open.
Open
Yeah, I'm open
like
to it.
her.
Like it's like
I didn't say it.
nah. I'm open to the idea that somebody could have done something to her just because of the weird circumstances
Okay.
of her death.
What do you think, Josh?
Well, I think it's all crazy. Yeah, like he said, there's a lot here. I mean, the pills in the butthole theory, and just not being in her system and shit, or finding any other pills. I mean, that's weird. And then the diary. There's a lot here to question some shit.
I feel like I'm open
like
to almost anyone in the 60s that died that's famous. Like both Kennedys, MLK, Malcolm X, Marilyn Monroe. Not that she's like those were all political figures, and she's obviously not, but still has weird circumstances. Like all of those are open to. Well, we know who killed Malcolm X, but the other ones are the weird. Like did the dude that killed MLK, was he set up to do that by those like that weird white supremacist group?
Right.
Whatever. There's like Kennedy, both Kennedys obviously are weird that Sirhan can't remember a thing about killing Bobby. And like that's the MK Ultra thing. Like people
Right.
think he might have been MK Ultra'd into an assassin to get rid of him. There's just too many assassinations,
And they're all
back
entwined
then.
together. It's
All
crazy.
all in the same time period.
They all dated each other. It's weird.
And none of them were a conspiracy. They were all just weird assassinations
Yeah.
that happened.
Life just happens.
Yeah.
No.
They give us content. We got a few more to go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Should just do the whole 60s.
No,
Yeah.
gotta stretch it out, man. Yeah. Crazy. All right, I think that is it.
That's our show. That's our show today, boys.
Stretch it out like Uncle Milty.
I like it. I like it. That was a good one.
I did. I like that one too. It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget to like, follow, and
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Go get it.